Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 48 of Direwolf20's Let's Play series. I am currently enchanting an iron pickaxe at level 21. I'm kind of looking for a very specific enchant. So last episode we wrapped up doing a bunch of different cool things, and I told you I had a really cool idea for a mining system. And I do. I want to build this really cool, I don't want to tell you too much about it. I kind of want to keep it a surprise. But it's going to be neat, it's going to be powerful, and it'll be a lot of fun to play with and control. However, the only downside is it's going to be pretty expensive in terms of resources. And I did some math on how many resources I currently have, and I don't have enough resources. Oh, perfect. Efficiency 3. That's what I wanted. Disenchant, please. Beautiful. Cool. So yeah, I decided to speed up the rate at which I'm currently getting resources from my automated mining system, the Ender Quarry, easily attainable. All I gotta do is craft another one of these upgrades, and that would be the speed upgrade. Now, in order to get said speed upgrade, we are going to need an Ender Speed Quarry level 2 and 2 diamond pickaxes with efficiency 5. To get the Ender Speed level 2, we're going to need 1 each Ender Quarry level 1s. Okay, so we're going to need 2 total golds, right? Well, no, I mean 1 gold, which means we need 1. Okay, that's not too bad. And then 1, right? And that needs efficiency 1, efficiency 3, and efficiency 5, which should explain to you why I was trying to get an iron pickaxe with efficiency 3 on it. I figured that was the best bet. And I was correct because I got it on the first try, so lucky me. I've already got efficiency 4 and efficiency 4, so we're going to combine those two in an anvil with, I don't know how much experience, so just give me like 30 should be plenty, right? Anvil, U and U, hopefully gets me efficiency 5. Beautiful, so we've got 5, and, oh right. So 5, 1, I forgot about that little visual glitch there. I'm like, why do I still have 2 4s in my inventory? Oh right. Weirdness. You, sir, should be done with an efficiency 3 book. So that gets me the 3 books I need. Now, the only problem is that we need 1, 2, and then we need 2 efficiency 5 diamond picks. So there's a couple options that we have, right? In the past, you guys have seen me do stuff where I copy my book, and I could easily go about doing that right now, right, with this thing. Or I could have a little bit of fun. Let's have fun. Why not? Alright, I'm going to need some obsidian. Boom. I'm going to need some mana pylons. Do I have the stuff for that? Probably not. I need some of this, some of that, and I'm probably also going to need a few flowers. And you know what I definitely need is a lapis block. Dun 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 dun. And while we're at it, a mana pool. I don't have the stuff for that either. Alright, it should all be over here though. So mana pool, easy enough to make. Done and done. And we're definitely going to want more of this, and some of these, and some of this. So I'm going to need in total 6 mana pylons. So I'm going to need 12 mana steel ingots. So 6 of you. 12 of you. And 12 of these guys, right? So obviously my mana production process is going pretty well. There we go. And we want to make mana pylons with this stuff. Done. I'm also going to need some flowers. I need 10 in total. Sure, magenta sounds like a good one, because I can't think of the last time I needed magenta flowers for anything. I have no idea what they're used for. I'm using them to make wands, and that looks like about it. Oh, there's a petal apothecary. Oh, the hentai dream. Okay, cool. Well, I don't need them right now. So, 10 petals of these, that, and that. I think I'm ready to go. All we need is a spot picked out to do this at. And it needs to be not a massive amount of terrain, but some space. So let's actually pop back here and get ourselves some dirt. And that should be good. let me expand this dirt path a little bit, and then we'll be back. All right, this looks pretty good. So first things first, we're going to need a pattern in the dirt. That's going to look something like, well, maybe we'll start up here. This. Let's see. I'm pretty sure that I'm doing this correctly. Yeah, that's right. Should have dug my shovel out of my bag, but that's okay. We're almost done digging. And these all get filled in with obsidian. There we go. That's fancy looking. Inside the center squares, we put any color flower. I picked these because that's what I had on hand. And then I actually need this to be one wider than it currently is. See, this side's good, but this side isn't. So we're going to have to bump this out another bit. And then we do, from the outer edge, 1, 2, 3, and plant a flower. 1, 2, 3, and plant a flower. Then go 1, 2, 3, and in one. 1, 2, 3, and in one. And the same here. 1, 2, 3, and in one. And 1, 2, 3, and in one. And on top of all these, we place mana pylons. There you go. On the top of each of these flowers. And then finally in the center goes a lapis block. And we're going to want to activate it. Ta-da! We've got the Botania Mana Enchanter multi-block structure ready to roll. Now I'm going to need some mana for this, so let's go downstairs and get some. Do I have my mana tablet? I do. I want to make sure that this thing is sparing mana to items. Put this here, drop that, and let this mana tablet fill up. And then I'll be back. I'm going to craft a couple pickaxes. So what's cool about this multi-block structure? Well, I'm kind of glad you asked. There's a lot of things cool about it. First, I'm going to need a couple of sparks. So let's get a dozen of these things, and we'll pick light blue because why not? There we go. Sparks is definitely like the way to go for this because of how fast they can transfer mana, and you're going to want a large amount of mana transfer going, so trust me when I say sparks are good. I'm going to place down our mana pool here, and not drop it, but place it. And we're going to put a spark on top of it, and we're going to spark on top of the mana enchanter, and that should be cool. And then let's make sure that this thing is accepting mana from items. Go. Let that thing fill up a little bit. So how does the mana enchanter work? Well, it's really cool. Basically, you can use it with a combination of mana to enchant things, provided you have the book that's required to enchant with. And the benefit of this is it doesn't use up the book. How cool is that? So first off, you take the item that you want to enchant, and you right-click it on the mana enchanter. Like so. There we go. It will take the item out of your inventory, but you can see I only have 3 picks left. It just dropped down in my hotbar automatically. Let's get efficiency 1 done first. Just drop the book nearby and hit that thing with the nifty little wand. And you'll notice some cool particle effects occur, and ta-da! Now it's going to use just a little bit of mana. You can right-click, I think with an empty hand maybe. There we go, to get your efficiency 1 diamond pickaxe. And you'll notice that it didn't use up the book. You can pick up the book as soon as you right-click with the wand. So let's get the next one enchanted. So we'll do this guy, and this will be efficiency 3, go. And you'll notice here that I can pick up the book, and a bunch of nice little particle effects kind of flow into the thing, and mana used later, cool. Get yourself an empty hand. And then finally we need 2, so that's 1 with efficiency 3, 1 with efficiency 1, and 2 with efficiency 5, right? 1, 3, and now for 5. So you, and pretty sure that's the 5. This is 3 and this is 1. So this was 5. Go. And I'll leave the book there because we're going to need it in a minute. The stronger the enchant that you're applying, the more mana it's going to use. And if you want to do multiple enchants, it's going to be possible. Just drop multiple books. Just make sure the book itself only has 1 enchant on it, not multiples on the book. Otherwise, I think it uses only the first enchant available. Next one. And now I can pick up my book. And that should get us everything we need. Awesome. How much mana did that use, by the way? Actually, that used almost an entire tablet's worth of mana to do those few enchants. So it's pretty mana expensive, but you get the benefit of not costing EXP, and you get the benefit of not using up books, both of which are cool. So whether you like to go that route, or if you want to use the system that we made before where you can copy books, either one, don't have to worry too much. Once you have 1 copy of a book, you are in good shape with enchanting. Let's do some crafting, and then I'll meet you guys back out at the quarry to apply our speed upgrade. See you guys there in just a minute. Ender Quarry upgrade base and speed upgrade. Alright, so it should be 2 stack upgrades. Should get us everything we need, and then these guys go here. Sweet. Ender Quarry speed upgrade, level 3. Let's sleep through the night, and then we'll head over to the quarry and check out what a speed upgrade level 3 is going to do for us. First off, I can tell you it's going to double our power drain. Ouch. It's going to hurt a little bit, but hopefully we'll be alright. So if we take a look, and I'm just going to jump into bat mode so you guys have a good representation of how fast this thing's currently operating. Check it out. So what is that, about 10 seconds to get from surface level to bedrock? Let's see what speed 3 does to this. So remember, this is going to tap into our power just a little bit, but I kind of feel like it's worth it. What do you guys think? Yeah, might be worth it just a little bit. Wow, that is a big change. Nice. I have no idea what kind of energy use that's doing. I should, if I was smart, I could throw a power monitor onto here, couldn't I? Let's go get one and see. That should give me a good idea of how much power is flowing through that block at the moment. In fact, I don't have to craft a new one. I can just steal this. Come here, you. Power monitor, a go. Now you head back, because you're probably here to drop off stuff. Nah, you'll be there for a second. So let's see. Currently, we are out of fuel here, so let's wait for this thing to tick over and deposit the new redstone energy cell before we start trying to measure the energy flowing, because right now there's no energy flowing. And we should also wait for the Ender Quarry to be full of RF, because it's probably completely drained at this point. Wow, it totally drained the RF. That's not good. I might have to upgrade these redstone energy cells to the top tier ones. Do I not have a energy cell ready to go? Is it already charging? Did I burn through the energy that fast? I can't imagine. So there's one charging at the moment, and I guess there's another one in line. All right, so clearly using a lot of power, as you guys can see. We'll be back in a minute once this one fills, and I'm going to have to contemplate whether I want to upgrade to the resonant energy cell here. We'll see. I'm not sure. Alright, so yeah, we are way using more power now. As you can see, the Ender Quarry is using power faster than the redstone energy cell can supply it. It's definitely still running fast. Not quite as fast as it was before, because the redstone energy cell is now a bottleneck for us. Ooh. Alright. Might be time. I think it might be time. Might be time to do something. Should we go resonant energy cell? Or I think it might be time for a Tesseract. Yeah. Let's do that. Tesseract time. Let's take a look. So Tesseracts are cool in that they can transfer power wirelessly. However, they're a little bit expensive, and one of the more difficult things to craft is the Enderium you're going to need for it. So let's auto-craft Enderium. We're going to need an induction smelter. I think that's, well, you could do it with an alloy smelter too if you wanted. And you'll need Enderium base, which can also be made in an alloy smelter. Well, since we already have an alloy smelter down there, That might make things a little bit easier. All right, let's take a look. So Enderium base is 2 tin, silver, and shiny. So 2 tin, silver, and shiny. So if we throw this in an alloy smelter in alloys mode, 1, 2, 3. Nice, that gets us 4 of those? Awesome. So we should be able to teach this system now. Processing pattern 2, 1, and 1 equals 4. Encode that into here. And then we can get Enderium, 2 plus Pyrotheum and 2 Ender Pearls. Okay. Hopefully I've got the stuff I need for this. That requires some blaze powder. One of these days I'll manage to get some automated blazing going on. Not today, sorry. So, 1 Pyrotheum and 2 Ender Pearls. That's going to take a while to smelt. Yeah, that requires a huge amount of energy, as I recall. Yeah, 50,000 RF per crafting operation. So while that's cooking, two of these plus 2 Ender Pearls plus a Pyrotheum should yield 2 Enderium. Encode, ready to go. Now I just need to teach this thing how to make Pyrotheum dust. Encode that into one of these interfaces. Sweet. I like it so far. Okay, so now I should be able to request 2 Enderium, and it shouldn't have a problem. You know what, I'm going to need 6 of them. Start. So it should start cooking that up. While that's going, that will be enough to get ourselves a Tesseract frame. Okay, we should figure out fused quartz or hardened glass. Hardened glass might not be terrible, but do we have any of that stuff handy? We have a little bit. Enough for 2 Tesseracts. All right. We'll set up auto crafting of those later, probably off camera. So I should be able to get 2 Tesseracts. Now we'll need a Tesseract frame, which is going to need 1,000 millibuckets of resonant ender. And in order to get resonant ender, you're going to basically burn ender pearls. So we're going to need 8 ender pearls, or half a stack. We'll toss these into our magma crucible to get it going, while we wait for our Enderium to be done. Almost there. Should be able to get my first Tesseract frame. And I'll set up the auto crafting for the rest of the Tesseract stuff in a bit, but for now this will be sufficient. Cool. So you just place the empty Tesseract frame into the fluid transposer, and it should start cooking. That one takes a minute as well. Almost there with the Enderium, huh? There it is, just finished. And I'll prepare this piece. Needs bronze and silver. You're done. We'll get our very first Tesseract. Sweet. And like I said, I'll eventually automate the whole process of creating Tesseracts, but at least this gets us the basics without spending a lot of time building automation processes. Tesseract frame number 2. Excellent. So let's tap this guy down into our main power system so that we can start wirelessly transmitting power. I'll probably just tap him in somewhere up here that's just kind of out of the way. So your Tesseract interface isn't too hard to play with. It's pretty straightforward. Redstone signal to control it. We're just going to disable redstone so that it always operates no matter what. Otherwise, you could have it active when there's no signal or when there is a signal. We'll also configure it to send or receive items, fluids, or energy. This thing can transfer all three. So we don't want to do anything with items or fluids on this. We just want to send energy. So we're going to change this to send energy mode. We'll set a frequency. You can set any number you want, and you can name it if you want. Main power and plus. Cool. So now we've got a frequency set, named it main power, and we're good to go. So if we pop back over to our quarry, and it looks dark. Is it dark? It's getting dark. Probably don't want to go visit the quarry at night. That sounds like a bad idea. So we'll bring our Tesseract out there. This build served me for a while, but we're getting to the point where energy use is no longer conducive to having that kind of design. Where can I place this guy? Probably just right here. That should actually function. I might dismantle this design. I think I probably will. If I wind up doing that, okay, we'll check that out in a minute. For now, let's go ahead. Is this thing probably, well, he's getting close to empty. Let's go ahead and tell him to receive energy on the main power frequency. Check. Now this thing should quickly start to fill up, I would think. Right? There's no way we're using more energy than we're getting here. Stop the flow of this, and is this thing stopped? No, he's running too. Interesting. Really? Since I'm going to be dismantling this stuff anyway in a minute. Wow. So yeah, we're using a lot of RF at the moment. And I thought that our Tesseract would be able to power this thing. Goodness, I was not correct. So these things are capable of transmitting 5,000 RF. All right, time for an upgrade there too. Let's head back to the base. For the time being, I'm going to tell you to activate on a high signal. That should actually do pretty well for us. And as a result, I can actually change this thing up. So let's snag our redstone energy cells. I'm just going to remove them from the system. I'm not going to dismantle too much of what I've built for them. But just removing them like so should basically take them out of the equation in terms of energy use and transfer. I'll put them in the AE system. And let's take a look at the top tier of conduit that we can make for energy transfer purposes, that is, and that would be the Ender energy conduit. So we're going to need some alloys. We're going to want 3 of these. Start that processing up. Should only take a minute to craft those, and while that's being done, I'm going to go downstairs in preparation to move my Tesseract off the yellow line and onto what's going to be... Now I could just put the Tesseract right next to it, but I want to demonstrate that there's a difference here. So what's currently our threshold for cutting off our power transfer is that these yellow cables can only do 5,000 RF per tick, which is plenty for our current base design, but it's not enough for what we want to do with the resonant energy cells. So, because they can do 10,000 a pop. But don't worry, because I should probably get rid of the hole in my floor here. It's there for a reason, I'm sure. So these guys can do 20,000 a pop, which is nice. It's a lot more than even the resonant energy cell can output. So if we hook this guy into this, he should remember his settings, by the way. So you'll see he's still transmitting on frequency 1. And if we go back here, I should be able to turn this guy back on. We'll notice this guy currently has an average output of 0. Let's tell him to go with low. Now, is that enough RF? All right, we should probably remove this thing and place the Ender energy conduit there. And now, yeah, he's using a good 10,000 RF per tick. And he's still not filling up. Holy cow. I kind of feel like this Ender Speed Upgrade 3 thing that said it only uses double the power is lying to me. We could test it, really. So let's see. Because you're still not running at top speed. So you should fill up pretty quickly now. Let's wait for this thing to fill up and we'll be back. Alright, so we're about 650 to 680 RF per tick. Let's go ahead and throw the speed upgrade. That is what I made. Ender Quarry Speed 3 upgrade. Boom. How much RF are we using now? Yep. That's a lot more than 2x. While I appreciate it and how awesome it is, well, we're going to have to figure something out here. I'll be back in a minute once I contemplate what this means. Alright guys, well, energy use aside, we're still tearing through the landscape here. Probably going to do a little bit of testing to see like what the actual threshold is, and I can probably test this in a creative mode world to figure out like where we're actually draining so much power from, because I don't understand why we're using as much power as we are. I mean, I didn't test the power use, I just tested the functionality, so I figured the power use was good. Whenever I do testing in creative mode, I use like a creative energy cell and, you know, don't really have to worry too much about power use. So that's something I learned new today. Anyway, we've got a lot more ore income, which is good because we need it. One thing in particular that I will give you a hint as to what I'm going to need in order for my build to function is a little bit of Certus Quartz. Does this have Fortune 3 on it? No, I'm going to upgrade this guy to Fortune 3. And then what I can do is at least zip around my quarry here and cherry pick some of the ores that I'm going to need for my next build. I even more desperately now would like to get my next build idea for my quarry in use, because I feel like that might be nice for me to do. Only because we're having so many power issues with this new quarry design that I have. So we'll see. Anyway, I'll be back in a minute once I upgrade this thing. Alright, so the good news is I have my on-off lever here that works still. Let's see what our power situation is like. It's probably pretty much empty. Awesome. Let's turn this thing off, and that should kick our base back into use. Wow. I tore through this resonant energy cell's power buffer. I mean, like, destroyed it. I guess at 10,000 RF per tick, it doesn't take long. So the lever now, by the way, is hooked up directly to the Tesseract instead of using the cable connection system. So the Tesseract will stop sending power unless it's receiving a redstone signal. In that case, it will send power. So that's the on-off switch that I've got going on here. Neat. So the Ender Quarry is currently paused, but hopefully I've gotten some level of resources. What I'll do between this episode and next, like I said, is go manually hunting for some of the resources I'm going to need through that, you know, the walls of that quarry that we have so far. And then next episode, I'm going to see if I have enough to start working on what I want to do. Now, it's going to be a rather large build, and I'm hoping to get it done in time for the episode 50 world download, or at least done enough that you guys, if you want, can at least play with it a little bit, and will have the ability to complete it if you want, just by following along with me as I complete it with some of the stuff I have planned. So, like I said, not going to spoil too much about what it's about, but you guys might be able to figure it out, given the little hint I've given you so far. Next episode, hopefully we'll get started on that. If I don't have enough resources to start on that, then we'll maybe come up with a different quarry design, or who knows what else. Maybe we'll just work on something else and start the new quarry once episode 50 rolls around, and by then, I should have plenty of resources. All right, for now, Direwolf20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.